Thinking about Asana for project management? Stay tuned to learn how we track progress for our business and the work that we do for 30 plus clients. Hey everybody, welcome to the iProv vlog where we help business leaders grow their business. I'm Jordan Smith, and as always, I'm joined by Patrick Laughlin. What's up, Pat?
What's up, Joe? How are you today?
Hey, I'm doing good. Everybody out there, if you're watching this, stop, subscribe if you haven't, click that bell so you get notifications whenever we create brand new videos. So, Pat, we're talking about tactics this week, and one of the things that we use to help manage all the tactics that we manage is a tool called Asana. Some people might be familiar with Asana, some people might not. No matter what, this is a good spot to land, right?
Yeah, one of the things I sort of believe in, Joe, and I know that you believe the same, is that like one of the true keys to freedom as a business leader or as a manager is having a system that you can trust that sort of helps you manage your team's daily activities, right? And so for most of us, that means some sort of project management system, but real teamwork means that the team's work has to get out of like individual systems, because everybody's got their own little to-do list. Everybody's got their own little way of doing things. And the only way that you get like real, true team progress is to put it into something unifying. And for us, that's Asana, and it's foundational to our business. And in fact, I think that every business has sort of core software that they use to measure progress, and for us, Asana is it.
Mm-hmm. Well, and we're talking about tactics, and we're talking about systems. But it's always important to keep in mind that Asana is a tool, not a system, right? Just like any tool that you use, you need to develop a system for the way that it could work best for you. And we've been Asana power users for years, and we love the tool, but truth is, it's just a tool, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's really easy, especially in software, to confuse tools and systems, but the two are very, very different. And so sometimes it's nice to have like a real world analogy, right? Like,
yes.
A hammer and a set of shingles is a way to protect your house from water. But like the way that the shingles are laid out, the way they're nailed, the way you use the hammer to drive the nails home, that is a system that keeps the water out of your house. So it's really important to sort of have that distinction between the tool and the system. We have a system for the way that work gets done within our shop. We call it GSD. It's the get shit done system. And we just happen to implement it in our project management tool of choice, which is Asana. But we could just as easily implement it in something like Trello or Monday.com or any of the others. The truth is the tool doesn't matter as much as the system, because project management system is really a philosophy. It explains how you get the work done, right?
Yeah.
And the tool is just where the work happens. So.
Yeah. And that's a good point. How many people that you talked to said, we bought this, but I don't know, gave it to the team. They really didn't use it, so I don't like it. Well, no, you wouldn't. If your toilet was stopped up, you wouldn't go get a plunger and then just lay the plunger by the toilet and say, well, this isn't working. Well, of course it's not. You don't have a system to use the plunger. So let's talk about how Asana is structured and how we use it, Pat.
Well, so, obviously the sort of smallest unit in Asana is a task, right? But Asana has all of these conventions about the way they want you to use it. So, and every tool does, really, it's adapting your system to the tool. So a task, really simply, it can have a start date, a due date, and we try to make sure that anything that's assigned as a task can be completed in less than a day. We do have some that take a little longer than that, but when you've got a task that is going to take you, more than a couple of work sessions, it's really probably creeping into project territory, And so a good rule of thumb is really aim to make tasks last no more than 1 week. And really, I would say if a task lasts more than one work session, it probably needs to be broken down into smaller chunks, and you really got a project on your hands, which is the next sort of unit in Asana, right, Joe?
Yep, yeah. So projects, those are just like you said, they're made up of multiple tasks and can span for, multiple weeks. A website, there's not one task that you do that takes a website from, in progress to built. A website is a project. It's the roof analogy that you used earlier. There's lots of steps to installing and repairing a roof. So, again, it's made up of multiple tasks that span over multiple weeks. And if you do a lot of repeatable work, right, Asana has great template system for projects that save a lot of time setting things up and getting things moving.
Yeah, absolutely. And so once you sort of got your tasks planned and you've got them all lined up in projects, what's really great is Asana has a feature called portfolios. And once again, there are lots of these systems out there and they have really similar features. Portfolios really just let you track projects at a very high level. It's where, I spend most of my time in Asana. I don't get down into the task level very much, but I do want to make sure that all of the projects that we said we're going to work on over the next, couple of weeks are being actively managed and that they're moving along the way that they need to. But I just want to reiterate that the tool doesn't really matter. Lots of tools have very similar features here. The underlying system is what's really important, and so that is what we really suggest that business leaders focus on before they focus on the tools. But now that you sort of know how our favorite Asana works, let's talk about the underlying system a little bit and how we in particular use Asana, right, Joe?
Mm-hmm. So typically what we say is each client, each department, or a team within our workspace in Asana. So we stole this idea actually from our friends at Crema in Kansas City. So shout out Crema.
And so each client team has a project called their client contract, and that's sort of our once again, it's a contract. I mean, it tells us exactly what we need to be doing for each client throughout the term of our agreement with them, and then each task on a client contract eventually gets turned into a project because none of the things that we do for clients are sort of one-off tasks. They all involve multiple steps, and they have to get passed from one hand to the next. So. Each one of those tasks on the client contract gets turned into a project, and then each one of those projects gets tracked in a couple different portfolios. The most important one of those is our active projects portfolio. It sort of tells us exactly what it says. It tells us what's actively being worked on, what we need to make sure we review regularly, and we can sort of watch it to make sure things are getting completed on each week.
Sure.
So.
And if you're watching this and you've decided to take some of our, and we'll have some visual cues there, we'll show you kind of some of the different things we're talking about too. But, I would recommend every week kind of looking at what tasks need to be done or planned across all of those active projects. And either add those to next week's sprint or a backlog, depending on when the task needs to be planned, started, or completed.
Yeah, and then each morning we have a little huddle. We get the team together for about 15 minutes, and we just sort of review the tasks that are being worked on at the moment. It's a nice chance to sort of recommit teammates to each other and say, here are the 3 or 4 things I know I'm going to get done today. You can hold me accountable for getting those done. And so, that's a really important part of the way that we get things done. We measure what was planned to do against what actually got done, and then we make adjustments from there. It's a really sort of simple system. It's got a lot of moving parts, but Asana definitely helps us manage all those moving parts. So that's the tool and the system that we've implemented for the tool, but we'd love to know what you guys do to manage projects. Also, if you want more information about our project management system, Get Shit Done, which is what we use, or how we implement Asana, leave us a comment down below or visit us at iProvOnline.com. As always, love hearing feedback from you guys. Like, subscribe, comment, pass this along to a friend. If you know somebody that's using Asana or Monday.com or any of the other tools out there, hopefully there's one little nugget in here that's going to be beneficial to them. So send that over to them. Pat, I appreciate it. As always, everyone, looking forward to seeing you again soon. Peace, peeps.